All right, so the conversation, of course, we touched on it just a little bit about Shedeur Sanders and how you had the general manager come out and basically say, look, we're not committing to anyone right now. That's a very important position, the quarterback, and we've got to weigh our options, and we got to try to get that position right. And a lot of people start to question, has Shedeur done enough? Has he done enough to be considered QB1? Did he not? Should he just completely be disregarded as well? And then you and I have talked about, what do they do with Deshaun Watson, who's still on the payroll, who's going to be huge on the salary cap next year, as they, of course, guaranteed him $230 million a couple of years ago. So what do the Browns do moving forward with the quarterback position? And that is a conversation. And General Manager Parker, you're saying what?
It's wide open. There's no way you're bringing him back. Rob G, you have the stats. Like for a Browns court, the stats are really, really bad.
Yeah, he's the lowest. It's a lot of stuff. He's had the lowest QBR in those, I think it's 6 starts in Browns history. Yeah, it wasn't great. 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions on the season. So they weren't eye-popping numbers in favor at times for sure. I gotta look up. Go ahead. I'm gonna look up their. I'm
just gonna say this. Come on, the only people who looked at Shedeur's rookie season and think you have a franchise quarterback are just fanboys. Nobody who is honest to take a look at what he was able to do, and that doesn't mean he can't play or there's not a spot for him. That's not what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about where you say we got our guy. Deshaun Watson's going to be the starting quarterback until he's not the starting quarterback. You disagree with that?
It's just too much money.
It's too much money, and
I want to disagree with you just based off how he played the last time we saw him.
But I'm saying it's the money, and Shedeur didn't do enough to where there's no question in your mind. At the end of the year, he was a turnover machine. Rob G, you have the numbers. Right? It's the lowest quarterback rating of any Browns quarterback. All right, Rob G has Exhibit A, B, and C.
They picked 6, by the way. I was just looking up. They pick 6.
Well, first off, more interceptions than touchdowns, 10 and 7, despite only playing half the season.
I thought it was 8. Don't be spotting. Don't be taking away one.
That's what ESPN says.
10 and 7. Don't be giving him an extra one.
Let me look that up.
He had the second lowest QBR of any quarterback in the league with a minimum of 6 starts. That would be 18.8. Which also happens to be the worst single-season QBR average in Browns history of any quarterback with 6 starts.
It was 8 total touchdowns, 1 rushing.
Well, 1 rushing. There's a dig, yeah.
Yeah.
But for the Browns, who have had quite possibly the worst quarterback situation, in NFL history.
25, 30 years.
Yeah. Save Bernie Kosar. They've been horrible. And he is the gold medal standard for having the lowest QBR. Is kind of tough.
Well, a couple of things to me. One of the things the general manager did discuss, he said, do you like the progression of him? And I think you're right that Deshaun Watson, listen, he's owed too much money. I don't think he will ever be Deshaun Watson we saw with the Texans. I think those days are gone. And obviously coming off of 2 Achilles injuries, so you don't know what he's going to be when it comes to, health-wise. Obviously he's healthy now, but we'll have to wait and see next season. But with Shedeur, a couple of things in his favor. They mentioned it, and I said it throughout the season. He is more mobile than we thought he would be. We thought would be able to translate in the NFL, and he has a bigger arm. He throws the ball down the field pretty well as well. So we talked about this throughout the offseason into the beginning of the season. What does it look like if he gets more opportunities with the number ones? What does it look like as they age? They had the youngest starting offensive team. All their guys were rookie guys, including him, were rookies. So this is just a horrible opportunity for any. If it's Deshaun Watson coming in next year. Do you know what Deshaun Watson was the last time he played with the Browns?
I got it, but still, the Browns made the playoffs 2 years ago, okay, with an old quarterback. Mm-hmm. So let's not. Come on, man. Let's not make it like they don't have anything. They did make the playoffs, okay?
Right. But what I'm saying is let's not act like they've been doing something for the last 25 years.
But a guy who throws 7 touchdowns and 10 picks is not the guy you're saying you're handing the keys over to.
I don't disagree.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. It's why can't you face it? Where are all those Shedeur Sanders guys and who were ranting and raving? Oh, we haven't heard any of them. Where are you? Pick up the phone and call the odd couple and admit you were wrong.
Wait, but wrong about what? Because I'll speak for myself.
I'm talking about they were wrong.
But
He's not
I told
a
you he was going to
quarterback.
start. But that's still left to be
He
determined.
He was given a golden opportunity.
No,
yes.
No, that's still left. You can say that about Justin Fields now, and I would absolutely agree.
But
He's
wait a
had
minute.
multiple opportunities now, right? He's had multiple franchises. Justin Fields, I'm referring to. You've been here, you've been there, you've been here, you've been given the keys. The Jets believed in you. It hasn't worked. You could say that about him. But Shedeur, I don't think we've seen enough to call him a bust or not a franchise quarterback. We haven't seen enough. We haven't seen a full offseason where you're the guy. We haven't seen a full opportunity.
It doesn't work like that because that's why you have. That's why you have practice. And let me tell you something.
We just seen Sam Darnold go from. You would have said that about Sam Darnold. Now he has 2 teams where he blew out, and now he has a chance to potentially maybe go to the Super Bowl.
I could give you 4 other guys like Geno Smith and other guys who aren't that great. And my only point is Jackson Dart and the Giants had a bad year too. They won the same amount of games as the Browns, but right? But they know that they have a guy. They don't know
that. They just said they might be out here looking for another guy. They literally just said they might be looking.
Who played better than those two? If you looked at their body of work, he didn't throw
Jackson Dart, but
he didn't throw no 10 interceptions.
And he had, and he was in a much more stable situation. I'm not saying
you can't make an excuse every time a guy doesn't play well.
You can't tell that the guy's not a franchise quarterback
every time a guy doesn't play well, it's because of the team or the general manager or it's the coach. They never blamed him.
No, he absolutely made rookie mistakes. Period.
No, he made mistakes. He's a rookie. That's all.
He absolutely did. Exclamation point. There's no denying that. But I'm not going to say he's not a franchise quarterback yet.
I know it is.
There are 30.
I'm positive.
This is what I always have to remind everybody. There's 32 teams. You can't name me 32 if you're by the golden standard of franchise quarterbacks.
There's a lot of bad. Everybody's not a franchise quarterback because they're the starting quarterback. There's only a handful of teams that got a franchise quarterback.
So,
maybe
but I'm
8
saying
or 10. He's not a franchise quarterback. So you might say he's a starter in the league. Everybody's not a franchise quarterback.
And I'm saying it's still to be determined, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that absolutely to still be determined.
Saying,
we ain't seen enough.
In my football opinion, that right? I'm telling you, I've seen it. I'm not buying it.
What's the difference between him and Sam Darnold? What's the difference? Now Sam Darnold has gone 28-6 or something like that.
That's why he's on. That's why he's been on 2 teams with all those numbers.
And I guarantee
he's
with the Seahawks now.
All I know is the second lowest QBR of any quarterback. I mean, really? Any? You mean to tell me the Browns are the only bad team that other guys didn't go to bad teams and they didn't play that poorly? Has Shedeur Sanders shown enough to be the front runner to the Browns QB1 for 2026? They won't even commit to him. They could have easily said, we found our guy. But they know that they didn't find their guy. 877-99 on Fox.
Did he win more games than Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, the last 2 games he won, he did nothing. What do you have, 3 interceptions? And
don't do that.
Yeah,
some of them quarterbacks you've been liking did the same thing throughout the season. Don't do that.
No, I'm telling you, he didn't do nothing.
They did that.
He didn't do nothing in those games.